beyond belief. Fact or fiction? Hosted by Jonathan Frakes. Tonight, your challenge is to separate what is true from what is false. 5 stories, some real, some fake. Can you judge which are fact and which are fiction? To find out, you must enter a world of both truth and deception, a world that is beyond belief.
To those of us with a sense of organization, it's a satisfying feeling to see a well-drawn design. Now, look at this checkerboard. The squiggly lines seem to go against everything we expect. It almost looks as though the lines have been drawn freehand. But here's the truth. The lines that appear to be uneven are absolutely straight. The illusion is created by the placement of the small designs within the checkerboard. From a distance, our eyes still lie to us, even though we know the truth. Our stories tonight present a similar challenge. We'll tell you which are fact and which are fiction at the end of the show. Before you make your determination, remember this checkerboard. Although we may seem to be telling you the truth, we don't always walk a straight line. We've all seen games like these in various bars and restaurants. Sometimes these activities are more than mere diversions. They can become an attraction that actually draws people to an establishment just to play them. Vince McCormick has his own gimmick for drawing people to his bar. He's been very successful so far. And as you're about to see, it's certainly no game.
I'd owned the Bloody Hand Bar in the Gastown district of Vancouver for the past 25 years. There were the regulars and always a few tourists that came in, curious about the name.
Welcome to the Bloody Hand. What can I get you?
I'll have a beer.
Here you got it.
Whenever a new customer came in, I'd signal to Billy. He knew what to do next.
Hey, Billy, we need a new keg in here.
Right, Vince.
There you go. Thank you.
So what's the deal with the hand?
Oh, we never heard the story, huh? About 20 years ago, a beautiful young girl was murdered. In the alley just behind the bar. All they found was her bloody hand.
Really?
People kept coming in asking about the murder and the hand. So I finally changed the name of the bar. We even have a drink called the Bloody Hand. You want to try it?
I'll just stick with beer.
Sure. Whatever.
I could see out of the corner of my eye that he was in the back doing his thing.
Smell it. Why's that thing pointing at me?
Really? It's pointing at you?
Yeah, look at it.
I could tell this guy was in no mood for jokes.
That's just Billy. He works a hand with a joystick in the back room. Customers love it. Get a real kick out of it when it points at them.
But I don't like it. Tell him to point it at somebody else.
Sure.
No problem. Whatever was bothering this guy, I didn't want to push it.
Hey, Billy. Stop pointing a hand at the guy in the blue pea coat. You can't take the joke.
I'd seen lots of guys like him in my day, going through something they can't talk about. It's best to let him be. I thought the guy would have a few and leave, but he hung out, even signed up for pool. Of course, the guys got wind of how weird he was, and they let him know it.
Hey, buddy, you're next.
Your shot, Billy. All right, straight in the corner. Make that one. Straight in there.
Nah, he was a good kid long time ago. It's so funny. You're being followed. Hey, bartender! Bartender! I thought I told you I didn't want that thing pointing at me.
Jesus, pal, I'm sorry. Hey, Billy, quit goofing around. Stop pointing the finger at the guy in the blue pea coat. Look, don't worry. It won't happen again, I promise.
Stop laughing. It ain't funny! I'm warning you. You better make that thing stop.
Calm down. You're getting all worked up over nothing.
It's not nothing. I told you I don't like it. That clown in the back is going to be real sorry if you don't cut it out right now.
Calm down. I'll go and talk.
Okay, Vince. Keg's tapped.
Billy, you gotta stop messing with the hand.
I don't know what you're talking about. After you told me to stop, I stopped.
Who's been working it?
I don't know. I've been down in the cellar changing the keg.
What are you trying to pull?
Nothing. Never did this before.
Turn it off! Turn it off!
Whoa.
I said turn it off! No. You set me up. You set me up!
What are you talking about?
You knew it was me as soon as I walked in!
Well, take it easy.
She was a tramp! She deserved to die! They all deserve to die!
Whoa. What are you doing?
Just stay away from me. Okay, don't help me, I'll kill you all!
I called the police, and they arrested the drifter. His name was Norris Glover. Later that night, he confessed that he was the one who murdered that young woman 20 years ago. He told them that he dismembered the body. All he left behind was her bloody hand.
Was the murderer actually set up by Vince McCormick and the robotic hand? Seems unlikely. But then, what caused the hand to keep tormenting the murderer? If Billy wasn't working it, who was? Was it just malfunctioning? Or did the spirit of the murder victim use it to get revenge on the man who killed her? In trying to judge this story, are you left with empty-handed lies? Or are you able to put your finger on the truth?
We'll find out if this story is true or false at the end of our show. Next, a couple falls prey to a psychopathic housekeeper on Beyond Belief, fact or fiction.
This doll is very important to our next story. It's a simple doll. If you pull the string in the back, it talks to you.
Hello, Mommy. Heidi's a good girl.
This particular doll isn't owned by a little girl. It belongs to a woman who has approached senior citizen status. In fact, she has a special doll collection, which is currently cared for by her recently hired housekeeper. A housekeeper who we're about to find out is no living doll.
Oh, be careful, Faith. Lily's leaning.
I'm always careful, Mrs. McKinney.
Oh, I know you are, dear. I just worry about my little girls.
Your little girls. Of course.
Faith, you know Mrs. McKinney's dolls are like your children, and mothers do tend to be overprotective.
Yes, sir. My mother was quite protective of me.
Oh, Heidi!
Oh, I'm so very sorry, ma'am. It was an accident. Wasn't it, Heidi?
Is she all right, Lydia?
I think so.
Hello, Mommy. Heidi's a good girl.
She's fine, thank goodness.
That was so clumsy of me. I know how much Heidi means to you. I promise I'll be even more careful.
Oh, well, thank you, Faith.
Heidi loves her Mommy.
And Mommy loves Heidi. There.
Mr. and Mrs. McKinney hired Faith Robinson 6 months earlier when she answered an ad. At the time, it seemed like a good idea.
Mommy loves Heidi.
Mr. McKinney!
Faith, just leave them be.
No, I was just rearranging these for the missus. Some of them fell, and I was just going to be putting them back up on the shelf.
Stop it.
I was just going to be rearranging them.
Stop it. You no longer work here. I'll write you a severance check. If I were you, I'd use it to get some professional help.
The McKinneys were relieved to have discharged Faith Robinson that day. Mr. McKinney was sure that she was quite emotionally disturbed. Mrs. McKinney was just glad she was gone. Faith had begun to frighten her lately. What neither of the McKinneys knew, of course, was that Faith had never left the property. Housekeeper Faith Robinson would call 911 and tell them that she found her employers dead inside their car. The next morning, homicide detective Sal Samora would be called in to investigate an apparent suicide pact by the elderly couple.
Hey, Reg, what do we got, man?
Sal, maid found him around 7 a.m.
Was there a note?
Yeah, they both signed it. Apparently they were pretty miserable. Health was failing, didn't want to live anymore, you know, the usual stuff.
Yeah, so they just took themselves out, huh?
Yeah, looks that way to me, Sal.
It's too bad. Looks like they had a pretty good life. Hey, who found them again?
The maid.
How do you do? I'm Lieutenant Samora.
Hi.
You mind if I take a seat?
No, not at all.
Thank you. I understand that you found the bodies. Is that right, ma'am?
Yes, I did. When I woke up this morning, I heard the sound of the car running in the garage. It was very early, so I thought I'd take a look. And that's when I found them. I turned the car off and called 911 right away.
Now, the coroner's placed the time of death around 2 a.m. And you found them at what time?
Oh, it must have been around 7. It was quite a shock to find them that way. They were very dear to me. Especially Mrs. McKinney. She was like a second mom.
I'm very sorry for your loss, ma'am.
They were so unhappy. Deeply depressed. I told them they should seek professional help, but they wouldn't listen.
Mrs. McKinney had quite a collection of dolls, huh?
Yes, she did.
Hello, Mommy. I'm a good girl.
Cute.
That one's name's Heidi. It was Mrs. McKinney's favorite.
No, don't kill Mommy and Daddy, Miss Robinson.
I don't understand. Why did she say that?
Why did you kill them, Miss Robinson?
What are you saying? She's lying! Heidi's lying! She hates me! She's always hated me!
Why did you kill my Mommy and Daddy?
He fired me. What else could I do? It wasn't my fault.
I think you're gonna need a lawyer, Miss Robinson.
How could this have happened? Is it possible that Mrs. McKinney could have recorded that message because of her fear of Faith Robinson? Or was it some practical joker at the factory who sent the doll out with the strange message? If so, how do you explain the doll using the name Miss Robinson? Or did the little doll truly possess the human-like spirit that Mrs. McKinney imagined? Is this story of the doll who trapped a killer inspired by a real event? Or are we just pulling your string?
We'll find out if this story is true or false at the end of our show. Next, a friendly game of cards leads to murder on Beyond Belief. Fact or fiction?
All right, gents. Jacks are better to open. Money talks, nobody walks. Here we go. Read 'em and weep. Behind all the bluff and bravado of poker, the game follows a serious set of rules. Some are based on fair play, some are based on superstition. Card players have a code, and it can't be violated. It's true today, and it was definitely true back in the days when our next story took place. The days when a loser had to pay with more than his money. Sometimes he had to pay with his life. In the rough and tumble town of Liverpool, England, dock workers Ned Wilson, Bill Hutchinson, and Ian Clayton would meet almost every day at Molly's Tavern for a lively game of draw poker.
What you be doing later on, Molly?
Nothing with the likes of you, Ian Clayton.
So what you gonna do, Ian? You gonna fold or you gonna bet?
I'm out.
I'll call you, Ned.
Read him and weep, lads.
Wow. What have we got here?
You got room for one more?
You know the game of draw poker?
I do.
Have a
seat. Molly, another pint. You got a name?
It's Robert. Robert Edwards.
It'll cost you each 5 more shillings.
We're all in. What are you holding? Do it again. You're a very good poker player, Robert Edwards. Isn't he, lads?
Yeah, he's quite good.
Maybe a little too good.
Let go of me arm.
This man, Robert Edwards, was a cheater. He got what was due him.
Come on. Let's split up the money now.
We can't do that. You can't split a cheater's winnings. It's bad luck.
He's right. The money has to be won back fair and square from an honest man.
When are we gonna find an honest man?
Ned, Ian, and Bill didn't know many honest men. In fact, they could only think of one place where there might be one.
What's your name, son?
Arthur, sir.
Looks like an honest sort, doesn't he, lads? Do you know how to play poker, Arthur?
A little, but I have no money to play.
That's all right, lad. Me and me mates, we've got a proposition for you.
They gave the young man Robert Edwards' winnings, with the plan of taking it all back from him. It seemed foolproof since the boy knew very little about the game of poker.
It's your bet, Arthur.
I'm just not sure what to do, sir.
We'll do something. We haven't got all day.
All right, then. I'll bet 2 shillings.
2 shillings. Right. How many cards you want?
How many can I take?
As many as you like.
Can I take 5?
Yeah. 5's good.
I'll stand.
Me too.
I'll take 1. All right. Arthur, what do you got?
I believe it's called a Royal Flush.
Instead of losing, young Arthur kept adding to the winnings of Robert Edwards.
Oh, cool. Another full house.
I know. I've never been so lucky in my whole life.
I'm through.
Me too. You clean me out.
Makes no sense. He never plays poker and he beats us like he did. How'd you do it? Huh? You were cheating, weren't you?
No, I swear. I don't know how it happened.
Ned, take it easy. The lad didn't cheat. We lost. That's all there is to it.
I thought you said you didn't know how to play poker that well.
I don't. I used to watch me father play before he left me and me mum.
You learned from your dad?
Yes, sir. Mum said he was a cheater. In fact, he lost his left eye for cheating in a game. That's why I'd never cheat.
His left eye. What was his name?
His name? Well, that would be Robert Edwards.
What happened here? Was it just a coincidence that young Arthur got lucky at a game he rarely played? Or was he hustling his fellow players? Then again, maybe the spirit of his dead father wanted to perform at least one good deed for a son he had abandoned. even if he had to perform it from the other side. If you're seeking clues about whether this bizarre card game is true or false, now look at me. I've been trained to keep a poker face.
We'll find out if this story is true or false at the end of our show. Next, a terrifying dream seems to come true on Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction.
Have you noticed how many successful restaurants are theme-based these days? These new eating establishments create entire worlds around their food. It can often make for a unique dining experience, heavy on the fun. There's a new theme restaurant in Melanie Grayson's town. But fun isn't what Melanie associates with it. Its theme is, well, in Melanie's view, its theme is terror.
This is how my nightmare started every night. I'm inside a glass elevator in the highest building in town. The elevator gets stuck, and then...
Somebody help me! No!
Sweetie, wake up. Mel. You okay?
I don't know what it is, Dad. It's that elevator dream again.
Honey, haven't I always told you just take a bad dream and throw it out the window?
No, not this one. It's terrifying. I'm trapped in an elevator, and there's this man, and he's reaching for me, and there's no way out.
Well, there's always a way out, even in an elevator. You know, when they built the thing, the construction workers had to move up and down. And there's always a telephone and safety cables.
So you're saying there is no trap?
That's right. There's always a way out. And if you keep your cool, you'll find it.
I love that song. I love anything that scares the crap out of you. Which reminds me, I know what I want to do for my birthday.
Oh, what?
I made reservations for a sit above the clouds.
That restaurant was on the highest floor of a skyscraper, and it had glass elevators just like in my dream.
That's a really trendy restaurant. Can I wear this little...
It's at the top of the Harbor Tower, isn't it?
Yeah. It's only the tallest building in the entire town. Perfect.
Melanie. Arthur, Melanie.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking, why don't we take you to that place at the beach?
Oh, like my 16th birthday at that stupid seafood restaurant? That was so boring I almost fell asleep in the chowder. Trust me, nobody falls asleep at above the clouds. Unless they're already dead.
Those weren't the words I needed to hear. That night, I had the dream again. Somehow, with Dad's help, I made it to the party. I even rode up in the elevator with no problem. I was actually having fun.
So, who's the birthday girl?
Me?
Oh, well, then you get a free dessert.
Oh, well, in that case, it's all of our birthdays.
Oh, what a coincidence. Well, then free desserts for all of you.
What?
The restaurant was so cool. I hadn't even been thinking about the fact that I had to actually ride that elevator down, too. I was feeling pretty good about it until I actually got inside the door. Then the old fear started to come back.
Press the button, Melanie. We don't want to be here all day.
Sorry. I was definitely tense, but so far my nightmare wasn't coming true. But then, the elevator, it started to slow down, and I relived the dream in my mind again. Then it stopped, just like in my nightmare.
What's happening? What's going on? Oh my god, guys, we're stuck. We're stuck. We're stuck.
The images of the dream kept flooding my brain,
Cool.
but I fought them off with the sound of my father's voice.
There's always a way out.
I was suddenly the leader.
Oh my god.
Keep your cool.
How do we get out? How do we get out? There's no way to get out. I know there's something. Oh my gosh.
We're stuck. Way out of here, okay?
Okay. How do we get out? How do we get out? How do we get out?
Oh my gosh. This is our way out. We got this way.
This one just...
Damn, it's dead.
It's dead? We're stuck. Oh my god. No way out. How do we get out? How do we get out? Just breathe in.
Breathe in. Breathe.
I'm gonna be safe. How do we get out? How do we get out? We're moving. We're moving again. All right, we're moving. Okay. They're gonna find us. The power just went out.
There's always a way out.
The door's open! The door's going to open!
Please, it's going to be all right. I promise you. I promise you. It's going to be
stuck in here. Oh my God! Help us! No! Please! We're not going to get out, are we?
Then, same as in my dream, I saw the door open and hand reach in. And then I knew what it all really meant.
Hello, ladies. If you grab my hand one by one, I'll get you out of here.
Why don't you take the birthday girl? She's got a thing for firemen. Like you don't. Well, not till today.
My father was right. There's always a way out.
What's the explanation here? Was this really a premonition that came true? Or did the elevator simply malfunction? But then how do you explain the exact parallels to Melanie's dream? Is this a story whose roots are planted firmly on the ground floor of reality? Or are the writers floating fables above the clouds?
We'll find out if this story is true or false at the end of our show. Next, a broken relationship and a mysterious coincidence on Beyond Belief, fact or fiction.
Do you use a screensaver for your computer? Manufacturers recommend that if you leave your computer on for extended periods of time, a screensaver is a good idea. And there are lots of screensavers available today, as many as there are varieties of calendars. In fact, you can make your own personal screensaver with photos of your closest friends and family. Maggie Gordon and Ricky Hart are both computer users, but they don't need a saver for their screen. They need one for their relationship.
Ricky and I had been living together in Detroit for 5 years. We had our ups and downs like any couple, but lately I'd reached my breaking point.
What? Nothing.
I felt like I couldn't count on Ricky for anything. He just refused to grow up. The night before, I had made a special dinner to celebrate our 5th anniversary. He forgot all about it and went partying with his friends again. He had hurt me one time too many.
You sure you want me to go?
I can't live like this anymore, Ricky. I'm tired of waiting up and wondering where you are. If you're all right. I'm tired of the excuses. It's just no good anymore.
I'm still in love with you, Maggie.
I'm sorry, Ricky. I'm not in love with you anymore.
Okay. I'll come back tomorrow and get the rest of my stuff.
What I had once wanted was to marry Ricky and start a family, but he couldn't commit. After all the pain, I had come to the conclusion that it was better for both of us just to end it. Ricky came back the next night to get the rest of his things, but I was gone. I didn't want to be there when he showed up. I couldn't face him again. I'd left him a note and an old picture of us on the kitchen table.
To remind you of happier times. Goodbye. Bye, Maggie.
I left Detroit shortly after my breakup with Ricky. There were just too many memories. I wanted to start over as far away as I could, so I moved to West Hollywood, California. I got a good job as a paralegal, and I made some new friends. But the distance couldn't erase the feelings I still had for Ricky.
Come on, girl. Let's go out tonight and party a little.
I don't really feel like going out tonight, Tasha.
You never feel like going out. All you want to do is sit around your apartment and mope. It's like you're in mourning or something. Forget about that guy in Detroit. He's over.
I can't.
Girl, it's been 6 months. That's a long time. You've got to move on.
What if Ricky was the love of my life and I just let him go?
Come out with me tonight and you'll meet the next great love of your life. I met 2 great loves of my life just last week.
I'm not you, Tasha.
Look, I know you're hurting and I'm sorry. When you're ready to go back out into the world, let me know.
I tried to move on, but I couldn't get Ricky out of my head. I even went out clubbing with Tasha one night. All I did was watch her dance and think about Ricky's face. He looked so sad the last time I saw him.
Chloe. Hi, it's Maggie. Yeah, I'm fine. No, I'm still in California. It's fabulous. Everything's great. I can't believe it's been a whole year. I was just wondering, did you ever bump into Ricky? No, I'm over him. I was just wondering how he was doing.
I called a couple more old friends in Detroit to see if any of them knew about Ricky, but no one had even seen him. He just seemed to drop out of sight. I decided to take some night classes and get back on track toward my law degree. Between my classes and my paralegal job, I depended on my laptop computer for just about everything. So when it crashed, I needed to get it fixed right away. It only took the repair shop a couple of days, but I was already way behind in my work. I didn't realize that in a few seconds, I was going to get the surprise of my life. What I saw when the computer booted up still gives me goosebumps today.
It can't be. Where did that come from?
It was the same picture I left behind for Ricky, but what was it doing on my laptop? I brought my computer back to the repair shop. I had to find out how this happened.
You want to check over there? Come back when you have some real questions? Thank you.
There it is.
Okay. So, what's the problem?
I want to know why that picture is on my laptop.
Wait a minute. What's your name?
Maggie Gordon.
Oh, I've been waiting for you. There was a screw-up. Some other dude got your laptop, and you got his.
Whose did I get?
Some dude. He was in LA on business. I think he lives in Ventura County.
Are you kidding, Ventura County? Listen, I think I know this guy. Can you give me his address?
No, I can't. It's against store policy.
Look, you don't understand. I used to live with this guy.
I'm sorry. I could lose my job.
I felt desperate, so I opened up to him. Please? Look, I used to be in love with this guy. I think I still am.
Still in love with you too, Maggie.
Ricky. I missed you so much.
So I guess this means you don't need his address.
Was this just a chance meeting of two former lovers? Or was there a higher power at work here? How else do you explain both people using the same computer repair shop, or the switching of the computers, or the old photo? Is this story of the computer that reunited a couple an open display of honesty? Or are we hiding behind a screen of deception?
Next, you'll find out which of our stories are fact and which are fiction when Beyond Belief returns.
Now let's look back at tonight's stories and find out which ones are inspired by actual events and which ones are totally false. Let's review the story of the bloody hand that pointed to a killer.
Turn it off! Turn it off!
Whoa.
I said turn it off! No. You set me up. You set me up!
What are you talking about?
You knew it was me as soon as I walked in!
Do you think this story really happened? Not on your life. It's a lie. What was your opinion of the doll who witnessed the housekeeper's deadly crime?
No, don't kill Mommy and Daddy, Miss Robinson.
I don't understand. Why did she say that?
Why did you kill them, Miss Robinson?
What are you saying? She's lying! Heidi's lying!
This one is obviously fake, right? Wrong. It happened. A similar story occurred in the state of New Jersey about 20 years ago. How about the story of the bizarre poker game where a son reclaimed his murdered father's winnings?
Another full house.
I know. I've never been so lucky in my whole life.
I'm through.
Me too. You cleaned me out. It makes no sense. He never plays poker and he beats us like he did. Back into it. Huh? You were cheating, weren't you?
No, I swear. I don't know how it happened.
Was this story based on a real happening? Yes. Our research shows a similar incident took place in San Francisco in the 1850s. The teenager whose strange dream turned out to be prophetic. How did you judge that one?
We're not gonna get out!
Hello, ladies. If you grab my hand one by one, I'll get you out of here.
Do you think this was real? If you did, we got you. It's false. How about the couple and the screensaver that played Cupid?
Look, You don't understand. I used to live with this guy.
I'm sorry. I could lose my job.
Please? Look, I used to be in love with this guy. I think I still am.
Still in love with you too, Maggie.
Ricky.
Was this inspired by an actual event? No way. It's a work of fiction. Fact and fiction, so close to each other in the dictionary, but so far apart in reality. Does one ever exist without the other, or must they always be found side by side? And once you encounter both together, you often find that the space between them is so small that it's truly beyond belief. I'm Jonathan Frakes.
The story Battered Doll is true, based on first-hand research conducted by author Robert Trelins. For Beyond Belief, this is Campbell Lane.